Hello, everyone. Jason Harrell here, and it's almost midnight in the state capitol. And this is a special almost midnight edition of Capitol Brief coming to you right after legislative session is supposed to end. Normally, we would be talking to you about a very happy sine die, and instead, we're talking about a legislative session that will not end. It continues and continues. So, the legislature has just announced that they are extending the 2025 legislative session through June the 6th, so that they can continue to work through issues related to the state budget and other issues, which means our work will continue. So let's give a little update on what's happened. We know that everyone's super interested in the big issue of the day. So let's talk about what, Shelley, you're here with at nearly midnight. What in the world are we doing in the office at almost midnight? But this week, everyone will remember last week we talked about the fact that this bad bill, Senate Bill 110, with these bad provisions in it, had passed the House. It then went over to the Senate. First, we had some good news. The bill went to the Senate. The Senate took up the bill and refused to concur with the House amendment that had all of the deregulation in it, the issue about the Board of Accountancy and the continuing education. So the Senate stood strong and said, no, we don't want that. Which basically put the bill back to the House in messages. And that is kind of where the bill stayed, which is kind of an awkward spot because then, Shelley, the rest of the week was, I think, a full-on scramble to make sure that we were able to prevent this bill from passing.
Very much so. I know that not just Florida CPAs, but frankly, the entire country right now, all of the CPAs' eyes across the country are on Florida at this moment. And it's been a very busy and hectic last couple of days here. I want to just say that part of the reason that we're in our office standing here at midnight is that this bill was very much in play, really at the highest levels of state government as part of sort of the closing negotiations before the legislative extension for session was announced. Really, really treacherous waters up until really the 11th hour today. And so it's the little bit of the gift that keeps giving, right, Jason?
Yes.
We're going to be navigating through exactly what this means over the next few weeks, and I'll turn it back to Jason to explain.
So here's some more clear as mud information. We're going to have to see over the next week or so as the presiding officers set forth the schedule for this extension. So they have a concurrent resolution that lays out the bills that can be dealt with. Senate Bill 110 is in that extension. We don't yet know if that means what was originally in Senate Bill 110, meaning the kind of rural renaissance bill, or if that's going to include the amendment or how they're going to handle that. So that just means we're going to have to kind of say we were successful today. We're okay for today, but our work is going to continue, at least in terms of being very vigilant to what is going on as the state legislature continues to try to close out the 2025 session and deal the budget. Certainly, I think the risk level is still there, so we can't kind of give a complete, success, and we wish we could. I wish I was here to report that, but the way things are, we can't say for sure yet. But Shelley, really, this was an all-out. It's really hard to describe to everyone the level of activity that was going on today to just kind of, and really this week, a back and forth scramble to try to make sure we even landed in this spot. It was really at the highest risk levels possible. So we were there and facing it down, frankly, all together as a team. And we've kind of come to this point together. So we're going to take that as a good thing and a little bit of a small win for the team today.
I agree. I think we definitely made some major strides this week, really entered safer territory. We'll see what these next few weeks have to hold. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank Senator Joe Gruters, our CPA that is in the Senate, who is the fiercest champion for protecting the license and upholding the integrity of our profession in the Senate. He has been an absolute dream advocate, as he usually is, but even more so with the Senate standing firm as best as possible this week to prevent the deregulation of CPAs. I'd also just like to also reinforce that this has been a profession-wide effort. FICPA is privileged to lead this fight. I was reminded this week that pressure is a privilege And boy, have we felt it, really the entire weight of the profession here, but it's our honor and our privilege to represent Florida CPAs. We had over 1,000 letters continue to come in opposition of the deregulation bill. Huge thank you to our partners at AICPA, the Accountants Coalition, all of our state society peers across the country who have also been helping to make sure that folks are aware of this and sending letters as well, and to the major firm group as well for the letters that have been provided from the C-suite of the top 100 firms. So huge thanks.
Absolutely.
I wish we could go home, Jason, and catch up on 4 weeks worth of sleep. We'll get a little bit of reprieve before this extension begins. So definitely members, stay alert, stay vigilant. We have your backs. We will be fighting as hard as we possibly can. I think we've entered a much safer zone, but we're not 100% out of the woods yet.
Exactly. That's a great way to kind of summarize it. Safer zone, not completely out of the woods. More information to come. And we will get that information out as we have it. I think next week will be, the legislature will not be here. So we'll have a little bit of time to kind of gather our thoughts and recalibrate a little bit and find out what it looks like going forward as they get the schedule out. So that's kind of where we're at. I wish we could just say something super definitive right now, but that's just not where we're at. So
wonderful. Last thing, members, stay vigilant for information on any potential action items that you might be able to do right now. Leave it to us. We are working very closely with leadership, but as always, stay tuned and we'll be in touch.
Thank you all.